Hopefully that's fine. Can you see me? Maybe I'll put my little beret on here, my little Black Ops Ninja. Well, it's about intelligence, you know. It's about gathering intelligence, you know. You may ask me, wow, why do you want to go to gather all this intelligence? You know, why you want to collect all this intelligence for your own gain, for your own benefit? Hey, look at everyone's collecting intelligence. Don't just point the finger at me, you know. Look at the Chinese Communist Party with using WeChat and TikTok, and they're gathering so much intelligence. Why? What? And the CIA and the KGB and the Kempeitai and so many intelligence, agencies. They're gathering intelligence. Why? Because knowledge is power. The more you can predict, you know, behavioral patterns and influence and understand how to influence people, the more you can control them. You know, the more advantage you have, and you know, of course, companies and governments will hire you to provide intelligence to help increase the effectiveness and increase the efficiency of various programs that they're doing. So there's a lot of money. Ching ching ching, money in this intelligence gathering. But anyway, today I'm talking about this, and you know, I want to talk about dual cultivation. You know, and actually, I'm just waiting for my. We'll better stir them around so they don't get stuck together. My dumplings, which I made some, tasty sauce. And they're a little hot, so let me just wait. So my time constraint is that the dumplings are hot right now, so I need some time, but maybe only 2 minutes. If more than 2 minutes, then they'll be too cold. My apologies, I'm so sorry. I just had to clear my sinuses there. Dual cultivation. What is the purpose of a relationship? You know, and I think there are some counterintelligence that have been used for many years to influence people, to give people a certain idea about its inception, to insert a certain concept about what is a relationship. Why should you go into a relationship? Why should you get married? Why should you know? And so it has really it has overwhelmed people, and people cannot even feel their own energy anymore. So I hope you will consider the fact that there are other intelligent civilizations out there in the galaxy, very much like human beings, and would you please consider and ask the question, are there any other reasons for a man and a woman to have a relationship besides being part of the machine? You know, because that's a lot of what this influencing stuff is influencing us from the media and many things, is trying to just make us consumers, make us part of the machine, so that they understand how these relationships will function and what their needs are, and so they just become consumers, and so the intelligence agencies can work together with other companies that to gather the intelligence and find out how to influence the people's behavior and make them consume certain products. And you know, yeah, very nasty, but that's 100% what it is. I hope you ask the question, is there any other reason why a man and a woman, you know, would be together? Now let's have a look at this. Neigong. What's Neigong? I hope you understand what is Neigong and what is meditation, and what is cultivation. The key word here is cultivation. Okay, what does that mean? In Taoist tradition, they talk about immortality. They talk about maybe eternal youth. Maybe they talk about in most people's concept of why you would do cultivation, why you would do meditation, why you would become a monk or a priest or a nun. Their concept is like, yeah, you have to become a monk or a nun or a priest, and you know, celibacy and you know, strong rules, and that's meditation, that's cultivation. No, there's other ways to do it, and people don't understand that sexuality and spirituality and cultivation, it all comes together. And there is a way of cultivating oneself. It means to also to clear all of the emotional blockages, all of the afflictions, all of the problems in the energy systems and the emotion and the physical and the spiritual. And normally people do this, not normally, often people do this on their own. But there is also a practice in Taoism called dual cultivation. And that is a way to, you combine, sexuality and cultivation, together, basically. So let me just read you one passage from this one, and then hopefully maybe you will understand. Well, actually, let me just start by saying that there are about 15 precepts in Taoism. 10 of them are rule-based precepts, 5 of them are quality-based precepts. But let's go to the one about do not commit sexual misconduct, because this is about sexuality. Of course, do not commit sexual misconduct. Don't rape, people. Don't manipulate people. Don't commit sexual misconduct. Do not commit any sexual misconduct. The strongest way in which two human beings can connect with each other is through sexual intercourse. For humans, the act of having sex is mixed with our deepest emotional layers as well as our ideas of love and intimacy. Clearly, the spiritual nature of sex goes much deeper than simply a bodily act which leads to the production of new life. Even those who are in the greatest amount of denial concerning the emotional nature of sexual intercourse do not get off scot-free when they engage in sexual intercourse. The byproduct of sex runs from emotional connection through to a change in the nature of yin and yang within both participants' bodies. Each time we sleep with one another, person of either gender, we radically change our own internal frequency so that it moves closer to that of our partners. Even with this understanding, we can immediately see how this would be an issue for those who wish to align themselves fully with a spiritual tradition such as Taoism. It is for these reasons that the Taoist tradition had a great many teachings on sex. Known originally as dual cultivation methods, they were an attempt to work with the shifting energies involved in having sex. These teachings included instruction on finding the correct partner, how to harmonize your own auric field with that of the other person, and how to maximize the usefulness of energetic release during orgasm. Within many modern schools, these teachings have been twisted and given a great deal more emphasis within Taoism than they originally would have. And that's true. People do tend to kind of blow these teachings out of proportion, and it just turns into big raging orgies and, just kind of crazy sexual practices. So that these things, it's not to say that these things are, no one knows about it and it's secret. No, people are aware of it, and it has been kind of blown out of proportion. And a lot of, I think they have these kind of sexual retreat centers kind of in, I think a lot of them in Bali, that kind of fuse sexuality and yoga and sexual massage and, and it just, I think maybe it gets a little bit crazy, or people who are serious, like people who follow serious spiritual traditions, they may they may frown on this a little bit. But dual cultivation, nonetheless, is a balanced way. It's not something extreme like those crazy orgies. Just make that clear. So originally they were always seen at, within many schools, these teachings have been twisted and given a great deal more emphasis within Taoism than they originally would have. Originally, they were always seen as a secondary practice that supported the rest of a person's cultivation. It should also be noted that Taoism was never a system which demanded celibacy. So Taoism was never a system which demanded celibacy, which means you can't have sex, no sex. So Taoism did not never say don't have sex, okay? It should also be noted that Taoism was never a system which demanded celibacy, though it did support the taking of one sexual partner, as continued work with another person was seen as an easier way to develop a harmonious energetic relationship. Once again, these teachings were clearly for practical energetic reasons rather than coming from any particular ethical standpoint. Those who have experienced unfair treatment emotionally or sexually invariably carry the deepest scars. In an effort to extend the principles of doing no harm to others, it was seen that ethical and decent behavior when dealing with sexual and romantic affairs was of paramount importance. Yeah, so that's interesting. So now my dumplings are probably ready to eat here, so I'm going to have my lunch now. But please think about that, and yeah, this is something I think that will enrich the human experience.